My blood ran cold. Dead Man's Hollow? Holy blue screen of death. Unconsciously, I reached over to touch my side where the Helm of Awe tattoo sat. It was a protection from most forms of evil. I hoped it would count as a protection from a place that had freaked me out since I was a kid. Okay, so I was being stupid. I was 18 years old, a paranormal investigator. I should not be afraid of an urban legend about a place that was actually a conservation area, one I would love under normal circumstances. A chill worked its way up my spine at the idea of going back there. But it was my job, and I needed to nut up. I could handle it. Twitter sat up and bumped his head into my chin. Cats could be highly intuitive, and Twitter was smarter than the average feline. He knew I was scared and wanted to comfort me. There was no doubt in my mind. I scratched his chin a little more before I stood up and set him back down on my chair. What's the case? I asked, pulling my hair back into a knot as I watched the cat turn in about 37 circles before he lay down. Erkins walked to the protections cabinet and took out one of the bags. I'd rather get your impression of the guy's story without tainting your opinion with my own feelings. I blinked rapidly and nibbled on my bottom lip. But you said a revenant. And you also said Dead Man's Hollow. He nodded, his brows squished together as he peered at me. My mouth worked silently for a few seconds before I could get any words out. There's lots of different forms of revenants. Zombies, ghouls, jiangshis. They're basically just a reanimated corpse, right? I squeaked, my mind already whirling through possibilities. Erkins handed me the bag. That's true. He picked up a shotgun and loaded a box of shells into his case along with 2 huge knives. My knees trembled as an ache rose in my chest. This is going to be a bad one, I complained, my skin crawling even at the idea of being in that haunted place, let alone dealing with some undead beastie. Erkins glanced back at me and raised his brows. How is it that a girl who runs headfirst into danger without the slightest hesitation is afraid of some zombie-type thing? He questioned, looking genuinely baffled by me. I ran my suddenly clammy hands down my legs. I'm not afraid of revenants. My first experience with the paranormal world was on a field trip to Dead Man's Hollow when I was a kid. It was just some older kids trying to freak me out, but I swear I saw something. I closed my eyes, trying to force back the fear that had almost incapacitated me as a child. Erkins didn't laugh at me like I'd feared he would. What he did was motion to my necklace, another Helm of Awe. You have nothing to be afraid of, and you know more now than you knew back then. I'd pitch you against any creature stupid enough to screw with you. My lips quivered up in a small smile. He was right. I was protected, and I knew how to deal with a lot of different paranormals. I glanced at Twitter, who had apparently been a gift from Aldora, a Valkyrie I had met on my first case working for Erkins. Yeah, whatever was going on at Dead Man's Hollow, we could handle it. Erkins and I were a good team, and with Spencer and Ian pitching in as often as they could, I had absolute faith in us.